Alright ninjas, today, right now, it's the 1 hour manga drawing practice challenge to become a super mangaka, and today we're gonna draw the female torso. Yes, let's start. Ishhh. Alright, let's start the 1 hour drawing challenge, drawing the female torso.
After 3 o'clock.
No, just now, around 1 hour or something ago, it was raining outside. I was literally in the garden and it was raining, so...
Nice.
Well, yeah, over here at least. Over here it was raining. In the garden, so yeah.
It's dead after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Before it was dry walked today.
You walk today? Not in the rain. In the rain. You were walking in the... How long did you walk today? No Pokemon Go?
90 minutes. I think.
Alright, very good. Very good, Giant. Nice walking.
No, I doesn't play it anymore, signs me.
Okay. Yeah. Alrighty then. So you just walk, and yeah, that's fine. Fine and dandy. Being able to think, maybe. In the peace and quiet. Well, it's probably a bit more busy at the daytime. Daytime. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a bit more wet these last few days, right? Yeah. Still a bit hot. A little bit hot, but yeah. I was like going with the bike to the gym yesterday evening. I was like, oh shit. Maybe I should have worn a vest, but you know. Maybe tonight. Yeah, it was raining also. I went out of the gym and the god of thunder was like, yeah, let's make it rain. Or the god of rain. Let's see if we can play a bit with the textures here. Yeah, maybe this one. But this one. Oh yeah, shit, then I'm stuck with that shit. What size is this? Probably should make it a little bit bigger. So let's also speed run the screen tones. For a little bit of shading, remember this is practice, not a final image. It's practice the female torso. And also now a bit of that shading with screen tones, because as a mangaka you have to also learn that. I think it's even better if you can use less screen tones in your work, but if you can convey the black and white pen ink lines. But yeah, already said this many times and saying it again. Oh yeah, just adding a bit of a screen tone here for that manga aesthetic. On a different layer. Yeah, you can also use a gray pencil, I suppose. But a typical manga screen tone has these dots, these yeah, it's not exactly the same, even though you might try to do the same sort of, but yeah. Also in some old comic strips over here they also used screen tones. I think in Tom Poes, yeah, Tom Poes. That's the name of the strip slash comic. I think there was also some screen tone used, and probably in some other ones as well. Some other ones. Oh shit. It's about the idea. The idea. So yeah, ninjas, any games you look forward to this year, or any anime you watched this year? Anything fun? I'm a bit quieter here and there, try to focus a bit on the drawing, but if you have any questions or something, just let me know. Yeah, lately I've been watching a bit of Tokyo Revengers, which is a fun, interesting anime so far. Not sure exactly how it compares to the manga, because I was reading the manga before some time ago, and I think I'm now further with the anime. But also this is the last season of the anime currently, because they still have to make new anime of it. The manga already ended, so hopefully the ending will be good in the anime as well. I believe the same creator also started a new manga, but yeah, I don't know if it's anything good. I've not really got into it yet. Yeah. Now, when I read the Tokyo Revengers manga, I felt it looked really good. The drawings, the art, the aesthetics, and also sometimes how the creator divides the panels and such, and how I saw some interesting ways of the layout of the panels and such, like how it's shaped, and from what I remember when reading that, I felt like, oh, that's interesting way of how to draw certain panels and making them flow into other ones and such. So sometimes it's just some few little things that you noticed when reading something, for example, and then you can also of course apply it in your own work, or find inspiration in that to put it in your own manga. But yeah, because someone makes a successful first manga doesn't mean they can reproduce it. Like, for example, Masashi Kishimoto made Naruto, the manga. But he also tried like a new manga, right? Samurai X or 7 or something. Space Samurai or something. But yeah, because he was successful in Naruto, I don't think this one was that successful, at least compared to Naruto. I think not many people enjoyed it. So yeah, I guess even if you are a successful mangaka, someone that creates manga, and you make something new, doesn't mean it's necessarily good, I guess, but or as good as the other thing, like, let's say you have to set a high bar for yourself, like what he did with Naruto, and then like some can really do that, like have continuing new shows, right, and are successful every time, or at least a lot of them, the times that they made something. Sometimes it's also like artist and writer, like I think, like with the creators of Death Note, of the manga, for example, Obata, and the other one, I forgot the name right now, but they were like a team, right? The artist and then the writer, and then they also made Bakuman. I think also both of them worked on the same manga, so also writer and manga artist, and both were successful. There were some other ones, so wait, let me think. I think like Soul Eater was quite successful, and then he went to another magazine and created Fire Force, I guess Fireverse was pretty successful, right? It has an anime and all that, so I'm not sure if it's that successful, but I think it's yeah, quite there, right? So yeah, I guess, and also with like Hiro Mashima, who created Rave Master, which I think was successful, and also Fairy Tail that came, and now Eden Zero and all that, and yeah, he creates. He's also really fast in making manga, or at least that is like what he's known for, right? If you research it a bit, like that he's a fast manga artist, even though the story might make not really any sense, or it's just a bit, yeah, you know. But he's like both the writer and the artist. I think he also switched to digital manga. I'm not sure how long he already switched, but yeah, I think he and his assistants work quite fast. Also were some documentaries on Discovery Channel or something, short clips of him making manga, which is cool to see. I wish they would do more stuff like that of like the famous manga artist. Some more behind the screen, so to speak. Like for example with Wit Studio, that's now creating One Piece, the new One Piece anime. They showed a bit behind the screens, you know, what's going on behind the screens, and I think that's really cool to see. I think maybe animators are a bit more open in terms of behind the screens, or at least yeah, because in anime there's so much stuff going on, more than manga even, to even complete like a whole you know, show and a season episode. Because you know, you need the background artist, the key animators, the in-between animators, the sound, voice actors, yeah. So many things come to play there. Cheerios. We're jamming right now, practicing the female torso, and yeah, practicing drawing that. Arm. Oh, is the music a bit loud? A little bit loud. So yeah, any new games you want to play this year? I saw that like the Monkey King came out, which looks cool. Like yeah, you know, the Monkey King originally was based on well, Dragon Ball was based off of that. That's basically where Akira Toriyama got his inspiration, you know, because Goku is literally the Monkey King, or yeah, you know, you have Nimbus and all that, staff and all that. Most of you probably already knew that if you were a Dragon Ball fan. And now the actual Monkey King, that he still is a monkey, is now a game, and it looks really cool, what I've seen. But yeah, I probably not gonna play it anytime soon if I would play it, because there's still so many games to play and still have to fix the Elgato to stream on the Switch and consoles to the live streams. So you know, there's still many games that I would still like to play at some point, but yeah, no time man for that. And I prefer to play games on the stream to be sort of productive, because let's say I play it solo, yeah, then I play hours of game, for example, or maybe not in one go, or a few hours, whatever. But then it's like, feels like, yeah, if I don't stream it, it's not so productive. And yeah, I know you should enjoy a game for what it is, right? But then, yeah, I mean, if you play it anyways, why not then stream it? If I would go play a game, like, you know. But yeah, you know, I'm not really a gamer. Well, more of a casual, I suppose. There's still games I do want to get into, but then it's also like, you know, feeling guilty about playing a game, because then I should also edit videos and draw manga and, you know, be more productive, which but yeah, I did play a bit of Power World a while ago, actually. Yeah, I guess the game died out a bit or something. I don't know. It was really hyped up, and now it's, I don't really hear anything about it or see anything really about it. I guess. Yeah. And also there's still Sekiro, a game that I still would like to finish. But yeah, that game, you really have to sit in front of it, you know, and to finish. Some of those bosses are really annoying, and yeah, it's a really fun game. But yeah. Also with the PC, it's maybe not completely that it works nicely when streaming it from the PC, because my PC is maybe too weak streaming and everything in one go, that it lags a bit, or yeah. But yeah, definitely Sekiro I still want to finish at some point. There's still so many cool games that I, you know. I also got some old copies of like God of War. Like I played the God of War on the PSP. It's like the portable PlayStation. I finished the game, but I never really finished the old God of Wars, the classics, you know. But I still have my PS3, and some time ago I got like a few copies of the old God of War to at some point get into it. And also because I can connect it to my PS3, for example, then it doesn't take CPU from the PC, you know, because you play the game from another device instead of from the PC itself. So also like with the GameCube, playing Game Boy games and whatever, even though yeah, you can emulate, of course, I know that's probably the more efficient way. But yeah, for some of the Pokemon games I wanted to do it the legit way. So, yeah, the old school Pokemon games, I mean, from the Game Boy and such. Like I got a few Japanese copies of some old school Pokemon games, but I guess I have to improve my Japanese a bit in order to play those games. But I think yeah, like children should be able to play Pokemon, right?
Hey sup.
Able to understand the language. So maybe I thought like maybe with Pokemon I can learn a bit better Japanese as well. Yo Werewolf, welcome back to the show, NINJABOX ishhh, and what did you eat today? How is it going, man? Werewolf. But yeah, here drawing the female torso. The female torso. Yeah, other games, I don't know. I was just talking about some games that I at some point still want to play, but yeah, I have no time, man. But yeah, what kind of games you look forward to play this year in Ninjas? I think the Wukong game looks cool, like playing as the Monkey King. Like I saw a trailer or something a while ago, and back then I thought it already looked cool. And this game is now really overhyped. But yeah, I think you know, it's for a good reason, because it is good, most likely. But yeah, I guess in a month or so everybody's already forgetting about it. I mean, I still have to play Elden Ring as well, but yeah, I've not even finished the first Dark Souls game yet, even though I enjoyed playing it back then. Sekiro, Bloodborne, yeah, so many good games, but yeah, man, I prefer to stream it also, else it's a bit not time efficient, you know. Oh well. So what anime, manga or something you're watching lately, Ninjas, or any other things that you're lately into? Shows, maybe movies. I think the Wolverine Deadpool movie was really good. I've seen it. When did I see it? A few weeks ago or something, when it was out, around yeah, I did miss the Mad Max in cinema, but then back then we were in Japan, I think, so. And also someone doesn't want to come with me to see the movie. Damn it. But yeah. Yeah, Mad Max Furiosa. Yeah, that's one of those movies is still on my to-watch list. Also Oppenheimer, that I also missed in the cinema. What else? Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine I definitely wanted to see in the cinema. I was waiting for it for some time, since I knew about it. Yeah, because Wolverine is my favorite Marvel character of all time. I also really yeah, also some other characters I enjoy, of course, like Spider-Man, Deadpool, Venom. Those are probably a few. Yeah, Carnage is cool, but yeah, he's mostly the villain, right? Still find him cool though. But yeah, if we talk Marvel, yeah, those are probably my top. Wolverine's definitely the #1. Also because I grew up with X-Men, you know, and also Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man. I knew they remade X-Men, I believe, the 90s X-Men. I've not seen it yet. Like, I believe there's some more Cable in there. Like the character Cable, not the not the wire, you know, Cable. Yeah, back then X-Men was really good with Gambit, Rogue that also could fly, and yeah, Jubilee with the fireworks, and Morph that could change into other people. Like, and then later you find out that actually the mother, what was it? The mother of Morph is Mystique, and also Rogue was her daughter. It was really, I'm not sure if this is accurate compared to the comics. I've not really read them. I was more into watching the show back then. Back in the good old days. Yeah, and just how these characters felt real, and also Wolverine had his struggles and all that, and crazy shit happens. You know, they left Morph behind in one of the first episodes, and it really had this. It's not like this dead brain cartoon shit, but it's actually something going on there, you know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what now is on TV in the Yeah, I guess it's now more Netflix and shit. Right? Yeah, I don't really watch TV, so I'm not sure what the cartoons are now exactly. But yeah, now there are also more rules and all that. Yeah. Back then there were some crazy cartoons, you know, like Ren and Stimpy and Cow and Chicken, like if they were on crack when they made it. Like, yeah, man. But yeah, what are your latest favorite shows, ninjas? Mine is now, one of my favorites right now is Tokyo Revengers. It's yeah, about these gangs in Japan, like the delinquents. Like in Japan, you have these, like if you know GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, or you know, like in Japan, they're like these delinquent kind of dudes. And it's basically about that, but also the main character in the first episode dies, but then he doesn't. Now he like gets pushed on a subway train track,
Just do it!
and then goes back into time like 12 years ago.
Nice.
But in the future time, his ex-girlfriend, well, she died in a car crash, and it seems to be because of some delinquent matters. Like it was the fault of these punks, these delinquents, sort of like gangsters, or these punks, you know, these. And then he goes back into time for the first time for some reason, and he doesn't know how and everything. And it seems that like his ex-girlfriend has a brother, and at some point it comes to be that when he shakes the hand, so when the brother of his ex-girlfriend in that time period, when they shake hands, he can travel back and forward in time 12 years specifically to that specific time. So let's say you go 12 years back in time and you do shit 12 years ago, but he cannot go further back, so then it stays. So let's say you kill someone 12 years ago, that person stays dead, because he cannot go further back than 12 years and save that person's life. But basically his ex-girlfriend dies in the future, or in the present I should say, and then he tries to save his ex-girlfriend by traveling back into time 12 years ago. And then there are a lot of reasons why she could have died, or he tries to prevent it, and that's basically the story. Like he tries to go back into time and change the past for the future. So sometimes he does shit in the past, goes back to the future and see what has changed, and sometimes it goes pretty good, but or worse. And you know, shit happens, of course, and that's basically the story, you know. So this, and it seems that the main character was a delinquent when he was younger, and he when in his adulthood went he stepped out of the gang, basically, so to speak, in the future. And when he goes back in time, he's still he's still delinquent, so to speak. And you know, it's a bit about that. But yeah, now we're in the anime season 3. I'm not sure how far that is in the manga, but I checked online whether it, like without spoiling, I checked online whether the manga was accurate, or the anime is accurate compared to the manga, because sometimes Or maybe a lot of times, like you have the original manga story of a, well, manga, and they adapt it to the anime and they change a lot of shit and then they kind of fuck it up. Like some minor changes maybe could be done, but and maybe sometimes the anime improves on the manga in cases, but in general I think that if they adapt manga to anime, it should be the manga should be like the storyboard for the anime. So the story, like let's say Jantje, yeah, goes and he wants to steal, I don't know, steal a banana, but then in the anime he goes steal an apple. Don't compare apples with bananas. No, but yeah, like if they completely change it, or then he doesn't steal a banana, he just a TV or whatever, or something else. Like if they completely change shit to the original source, yeah, like sometimes it can be a good thing, I guess. But for example, like with Berserk, they made a 3D, well, they made a 2D anime as well, like drawn. But I guess with Berserk it's a bit hard to convey the manga to anime because it's so detailed and shit. They also had a bit of trouble with that with One Punch Man, because the art of the remake manga of One Punch Man was so good by Yusuke Murata, the artist of One Punch Man. And they had to, like the director for the first season of One Punch Man knew great key animator talent, which are like the animators that, like key animators are the people that draw the important shit, the keys, so the important frames, you know? Like if you have an important or epic fights going on and stuff, then key, like everywhere are key animators, and then you also have like in-between animators that fill in the gaps. So the key animators do the most thinking in animation, which is the hardest part, the hardest process to figure out. And then the in-between animators draw the frames in between to make it flow nicely for the animation, and you know, what was the point again? I forgot, man. I was going somewhere with this, but yeah, compare adaptations and shit, you know, from anime to manga. Like with Berserk, like they also made some 3D OVAs. Like, and years ago I seen a bit of it, but it cannot compare to the manga. The manga is so well drawn, and sometimes it's also hard to, you know, animate that. But I have good faith with like the Wit Studio, how they're gonna adapt the new One Piece anime. Yeah, I have my because they already have the people that work on it have already a good tracking record, you know, with what they already have done in the past, and for what they've shown. Like they can go a bit more dark with One Piece, because in some of the One Piece anime stuff needed to be a bit centered compared to the manga. There were some samples like where Sanji holds this marine guy. Yeah, he holds him a bit like with his arm in the air a bit, like he's more bloody and shit compared to the older anime, so to speak, and now in the new anime they can do that. So, and if you've seen Attack on Titan, well, that's yeah. Crazy shit happens in there, like people getting eaten, you see people torn into pieces and shit, because in Attack on Titan there are literally titans that eat humans, so you know that, yeah. I mean, if you just walk on the street and you see some Titan there, hey man, you better go running because what are your favorite anime or manga adaptations, and what do you think are some good adaptations if you read both? Yeah, maybe sometimes I think also it's maybe better not to read the original source. Like let's say you watch a movie, but there's also a book of the movie, and then you kind of, you know, keep comparing the movie to the book. But I think in general, for example, Lord of the Rings is a really good book and also well received by the movie people, right? The movie watchers, or I think yeah, maybe it's same with Game of Thrones, like how some characters in the books died, or a character died in the books, or reversed. They kill a character in the show, the TV show, but in the books the character is still alive, and then you get that butterfly effect. Like, oh, this character should be have been doing this. Like, oh, this guy was supposed to do this in the future, but then now you killed him off in the show, and therefore this character cannot do it in the show anymore. So now another character has to do it and such. Like, I've not read all the Game of Thrones books. Like, I read the first book at least, but I found it a bit hard to read it back then when I was reading it, because I was thinking, like, if you have characters, because I already watched the show, and then when I read characters in the books that are also in the show, I think of the characters in the show, even though in the books they look a bit different. Like Varian, he's like this little guy, right? And I think in the books he's supposed to be more ugly, but in the show they made him more beautiful. And there are probably some other things there. Maybe if you read it, you probably would know that. But yeah, I guess if you really have to compare books to movies, like let's say you read the book and you read this character in the book, oh, and you imagine, because in books you imagine shit, right? It sparkles your imagination. But then if you see it in visuals in a movie, and it's exactly what you imagined in the books, then I think then they did a really good job, right? Like let's say Harry Potter or something. Oh, this character looks like this, so you imagine that, and then you see it on TV or on the movies, and then it looks like what you were imagining. Number 5. I'm a bit slow with these, but how did I do it before? I forgot. Huh?
Where can I learn to draw like you?
like me. I guess just practice. Yeah, practice anatomy. Well, but if you can draw like me, you know, or draw like you, but just learn a bit. Practice. Learn anatomy, shading, techniques. And also, if you don't know how something looks like, use reference. Especially with practice, you know. Sometimes you think like in your imagination, oh, it looks like this, but then when you look at the reference, it actually doesn't look like that. Which is definitely, yeah. It's still good to practice from imagination. So yeah, takes practice, definitely, and lots of failure. So don't be afraid to fail. You know, not everything has to be perfect. Just you know, put your pen on paper and start drawing. Also, look. So like a teacher once told, like, drawing is like 50% watching and 50% drawing. Well, in this case it was like when we were outside and drawing from real life, you know, drawing environments and shit. Or if you draw like a fat woman.
I've always been a failure.
That would get back up and keep going, you know, and see, self-reflect, like what you can do better, and try to improve on it, you know. So don't give up, man. Yes, you got it, you know. And it takes a lot of practice. It's and maybe also why you want it, you know. Like, do you want to improve your drawing skills? And also watch on YouTube people that do stuff, or online, you know, how to do certain stuff. Like, there are really good people out there with tips. Yeah, and if you have any questions or something, just let me know, or maybe, yeah. Also, you know, if you draw people, yeah, I guess learn also basic anatomy. I would about how things look like in anime and manga. It looks a bit more exaggerated at places, like it's not completely realistic at all times. But there are so many styles and such. But if you know the basic stuff, you know, like they always say that, right? Like, oh, learn the basics and shit. So, and also the shapes matter. And depends on also what you want to draw, you know. Like I draw also to draw better manga. So I try, I do like what I'm doing now, like practice human anatomy. Just search some dudes, some females, nude, and draw them, you know, and also in different poses, all angles, and try to replicate them on paper or digital paper. Yeah, currently I'm drawing on digital paper on a tablet, but also I drew a lot on, you know, normal paper, like physical paper. Model drawing also helps, or outside drawings, you know. It also depends on what you want to draw, because I don't draw a lot of mechanical stuff. I draw more humans, you know, but yeah, it's probably good to also and draw shapes. Shapes matter. Just draw some squares, circles, triangles, and also shade them with light and such. where the light comes from. I think it's also important to draw from life, or things around you, to understand the 3D perspective. I'm still also practicing this myself. And yeah, you can also look at online references, or and it doesn't have to be perfect right away, or just think it's practice, and make a lot of failure drawings, shitty drawings on purpose, and then the good ones will eventually come out. But then even if you make the good ones that you think are good, and then later you look back at your older work and you think it's shit, at least I have that. So yeah, it's a consistent improvement. Kaizen is a Japanese term also for consistent improvement. It's a never-ending journey. I guess, yeah, if you learn the basics first, human anatomy and shapes, and pick up your pen and draw. Yeah, and practice. Yeah, that's what they all say, eh? Must be true then. I mean, yeah, I also just do shit, and yeah. But yeah, man, practice, you can do it. Don't give up. Pick up your pen and start drawing. Even if it's shit, or you think it's shit, And if you don't know something, look at reference. That's an important part. If you want to draw something and you don't know how it looks like, you can also copy other artists to learn from them. Copying, like when I was a little ninja, I drew a lot of Dragon Ball. Like I had these little Dragon Ball trading cards, or just little Dragon Ball cards, and I was copying like these Vegeta, Goku images, and I was redrawing them, not tracing, but redrawing them from looking at the picture, not like tracing it. I guess tracing could help a bit, but I found tracing back then a bit scammy or something. I don't know. I found it more legit if I drew it without tracing and actually just looking at it, even though the proportions and shit probably were not completely correct. But that's how it starts, eh? And don't forget why you start. I guess it's at first for fun. But yeah, maybe you want to make your career out of it, or and become too good to yeah, if you want to make a career out of it, which is still what I'm moving forward to. Yeah, I guess one of those things is be too good to be denied, or but yeah, I'm still on the road of becoming better. So yeah, thanks for I just think my shit is good, but yeah, it's probably still shit. But yeah, man, don't give up if you really want it, and also good thing could be to have like your top 3 favorite artists and copy them and sort of mix your shit with it. Yeah. Yeah, it's and also search online for tips and such. Like I can tell what I think is good. But yeah. Maybe yeah. Some people are different. Like it's, yeah. I guess the basic shit is, yeah, learn the basics, and fail a lot, and then the successes will come, and yeah, well, it can be small successes, but it builds up. Like if you start making your own manga, it can make you learn a lot of the process, and just learn. You know, if you want to make manga and then learn from it. I mean, I'm still doing that, or working on my own manga, and well, the one shot is now finished, so yeah, I have to start something new as well, or make some practice manga, short manga. But it can learn you a lot making manga, because when I was making manga, I had to figure out how to draw stuff as well, because at the start I don't know everything right away how to draw it, and if I don't know how to draw it, I look for reference, like a pose or something. Like let's say there's a pose of a character and I don't know how to draw it, then I try to pose it myself, or use 3D models or something to pose the figures or other figures. Like I have a little Spider-Man figure or something, and then pose them, or try to get to that pose. If I don't know the pose, for example, if it's in this case about a pose or how it looks like, or how characters are standing in an environment, you know. Also, you have 3D tools that can help a bit with posing and such. Cheers, but don't give up, Hilton. You can do it. Yes. Ishh. Uh, 3 minutes left. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fail. I have many failures. Maybe my yeah. And when you practice, you know, it's not about finished pieces. These are just, you know, practice drawings. They're not supposed to be like printed in books and 1,000 copies, you know. And even then, you can have like sketchbooks. Like I think I like to collect like also rough work of artists. Like let's say Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece. Me personally, as a creator, as an artist, I enjoy collecting, for example, Eiichiro Oda's sketches or in books. Like when I see his sketches, I enjoy seeing like how shitty they may or simple they can look. Like they don't have to be perfect, you know. It's like yeah. Some sketches of Oda look really messed, but that's how we get to the final stage, you know. This is with Oda then, but yeah, you have different artists too. Some yeah. Like who are the artists you look up to, your inspirations, and learn from them. Yeah, look at other manga artists and such, what they do, and it depends on what you want, of course. Like I specifically also learned to become a better manga artist. But then you need to know to draw, you know. But yeah. What kind of stories do you want to build? But if you just want to draw illustrations, which is also good. But if you make your own manga, it definitely can teach you a lot how to make manga. do the thing that you want to make. Also an artist, you know, yeah, there are many fields to this. Oh shit, the timer. The 1 hour is over, but at least let's finish this piece. This piece of but yeah, don't give up yet. Mad Lance. Yeah. What was the thing? Kaizen. The continuous improvement. Also can be any of why you want to draw. I guess a lot of people still have don't know it all either. Have a vision and work towards it. Mad Lads. Seven. Female torso. 7. All right. There we have our set of female torso here for the 1 hour drawing manga practice challenge to become a super mangaka. So yeah, did you draw along or not? Or you want to practice some female torsos, just join along.
Just do it!
And replay this if you want to join along. Or maybe you already did. No. So here's number 1 of the female torso. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5, number 6, and number 7. Yeah, I guess I took a bit more time with them, but I also added some texture to this, some screen tone. Simple screen tone, but yeah, to give a bit of more of that screen tone manga looking depth. Yeah, traditionally you can also just use a pencil or a marker, which I also used to like to do on paper, but now in digital paper. But yeah, screen toning digitally is definitely faster. But yeah, the female torso. So yeah, ninjas, this was the female torso for the 1 hour manga practice challenge. Let me know if you drew along and how it did go, or if you have any other suggestions for future human body parts to practice for the 1 hour manga drawing practice challenge. Yes, just let me know, ninjas. And also if you want to share yours, you can do so in the Discord as well, or put in the comments what you would like to see in future sessions of practicing the human body. Yes. Alright, thanks for watching once again, NINJABOX ishhh, and see you ninjas the next time. Ninjakees out.
Ninjakees.
Thanks for joining once again, ninjas, NINJABOX ishhh, and see you ninjas the next time. Ninjakees out.